Wow, guys, about to react to the video. Trump's FBI picked Kash Patel. He faced tough questions from these Democrats yesterday. And Alina Habba just dropped a massive announcement about it. You guys gotta check this one out. Before that, I need you guys to hit the subscribe button. Check out his channel in the description. Get right to it.
President, good morning to you from the White House, and thank you for your time. I know you were in the hearing of Kash Patel. It appears right now that his nomination might be the easiest. Here's an exchange with Tulsi Gabbard, and during her hearing on the same day.
So was Edward Snowden a traitor?
Senator, my heart is with my commitment to our Constitution and our nation's security.
Ours too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have shown throughout my almost 22 years of service in the military, as well as my time in Congress, how seriously I take the privilege of having access to classified information and our nation's secrets. And that's why I'm committed, if confirmed as Director of National Intelligence, to join you in making sure that there is no future Snowden-type leak.
Let's go in. We'll have at it right now, Lena. If I'm right about this, and Patel's the easiest, Gabbard seems to have maybe 4 or 5 Republicans around the fence. And RFK was really having a tough time with Senator Cassidy, the Republican from Louisiana. How do you see it? Do all 3 get through or not?
I think all 3 should get through. I think that the problem that I've seen consistently and sitting in that hearing was that a lot of the rhetoric is about left-wing media spin. And unfortunately, those members in the Senate that were doing so were helping promulgate this divisiveness that America voted out on November 5th in a very clear mandate when President Trump won in an enormous fashion. And these are the people that he selected for a reason. For Tulsi, for instance, the narrative that they have with her is to pinpoint that she is somehow a puppet for Assad and others. And she said very clearly that was false. That is not true. I did not do that. I didn't meet with these individuals, and I was not in collusion with them. But again, this is what we've seen time and time again. RFK, he was being asked tough questions about pharmaceuticals by people that were paid by pharmaceutical companies, some of them over $1.5 million and still on payroll. And they tried to say, well, you're against vaccines. His children are vaccinated. Again, false narratives. This has really, unfortunately, become more of a Broadway show than real news. And in Kash Patel's hearing, very little questions about actual FBI dealings or what he would do. He was the head of the DOD. He handled every question with grace, but the questions were more focused on social media and the J6th choir. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. There was no substance coming from the Democrat members that were asking questions.
Well,
I want the American people to be careful of that.
As a viewer, they were fascinating to watch. All of them have been, and we'll see how the votes go out of committee, then before the full Senate.
I believe all 3 of them need to get through. You know, it's obvious that this rhetoric that they had need to be controlled. These Democratic senators are showing Americans right in front of your face who they really are. They're scared to be exposed, guys.
That part. And Kash Patel, he's known for saying that he wants to investigate the deep state.
Yeah.
The deep state, that's a term that they've came with, that it basically means the government inside of the government.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait for that museum.
Right. So, you know, this is the first time we ever had somebody that's in the head of the FBI that's willing to investigate people that investigate the investigators.
Exactly. Let's keep going, guys.
In the meantime, President Trump went into the briefing room yesterday to talk about the disaster there at Reagan National. J.B. Pritzker, Illinois governor, a Democrat, had a stinging statement. All right, I'm going to read it for you and get your response. Donald Trump is unfit to lead during moments of crisis like this. Before victims have been identified, Trump's blaming people with disabilities. He's blaming the U.S. service members in a Black Hawk helicopter. He's blaming hiring programs he can't even name or offer examples of. The buck stops with him. Yet he's failing to demonstrate his role as protector of the American people and head of our government. How would you respond in kind on that, Alina?
Well, we're doing strong and big things and very quickly. So they're trying to get their sea legs on their new narrative against the Trump administration. That's first. We're seeing that. Let me discuss what President Trump said. He said 2 things that are not to be conflated, which I continuously hear being conflated. One is DEI is a major problem in this country. We had unqualified people hired through these programs, not on merit, but based on your race or checking a box. That is unacceptable. That's one thing he said. Now, What he said about this case was he was going to find out what happened with these planes. This tragedy is absolutely unacceptable. He has no tolerance for irresponsibility. Intelligent people need to be put in these places. We cannot have sloppy, lazy and inappropriate hires, because American people are going to suffer and die. And that is a result not of frankly, the last administration's irresponsibility. So the two are getting conflated, and that's part of their narrative. Like I said, I've spoken out against left-wing media's spin ad nauseum, but that's what they like to do. Take one thing that he says over here, what Doge is doing, cleaning up and being responsible with taxpayer dollars, and then take a crisis and make it look like he has no compassion. This is a man whose first bill sitting as the 47th president was the Laken-Riley bill. The Laken-Riley Act was so important to protect our people. And all he's saying is we need the best of the best, and America has the best of the best.
Wow, guys, I don't know if you really heard what she just said there. She hit the nail right on the head, you know. They're taking what Donald Trump says and they're putting their own little spin on it for clips. That's what this left-wing media is doing, you know. They're trying to turn us against each other and be very, very divisive. And they're asking dishonest questions the whole entire time. I don't mind tough questions, but when you're disrespectful and dishonest and you show that behavior every time you run into a Republican, I think that's wrong.
You don't even have to answer the question. They usually just want to ask you the weird question so they can use the question as a headline.
Exactly.
You don't even have to answer it.
Because they're so used to turning us against each other.
Right.
Now this is the first time in a long time that all Americans stood together to go out there and vote for change. It's a huge mandate for change. It's always been a huge mandate for change. And now we're tired. Americans have been tired for a long time. And now we're finally about to see change. We finally see the borders closing.
Right.
You know, so.
These old career politicians are scared of change.
Yeah, they're scared of change and they're scared to be exposed. They're
It's
showing you
horrifying.
right in front of your eyes.
Okay, we're waiting for answers. Maybe the NTSB gives us a few before the 30-day period is up. And sometimes these investigations take a year or longer. Last question here. Education is on the move at the White House. When is the hearing for Linda McMahon?
That's going to be scheduled. Obviously, these are moving quickly, and President Trump's mandate has been, and very clear to Senate, is that we need these confirmation hearings done. We can't have people dragging our feet because we need to get to work. We effectively have the first 2 years to get as much done as humanly possible and 4 years to wrap it up. But he has done so much damage. Education's a great point. I'm glad you brought it up. If you look at what students with their math is up a little bit, but reading is unacceptable levels here. So we're trying to get Linda's hearing moved quickly. Hopefully it'll be very shortly, and get her through.
I'm out of time, but I appreciate yours today. A lot to talk about.
Thanks,
we got to a few things, and hopefully next time we'll get to more. Alina, Habba, thank you from the North Lawn.
Wow, guys, just a great video. It's always great to see Alina Habba. Sorry we talked the majority of the video, so let us know what you think about this new style of posting we have. Be sure to check out his channel in the description. Hit the subscribe button. Let us know what you think. We're out.
Peace.